welcome back to Ignite.With.Inyang School Edition. Now, I know it's been a while since I've done these videos, but I could not pass up this opportunity to just send an encouraging word through scripture that I got simply by doing summer school. So the verse is, and I'm not going to tell you chapter and verse, I could just tell you what it says. My thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. God says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. Actually, his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, and his ways are higher than our ways. And I saw that in summer school. How I taught IPC, original credit and makeup credit for summer school. That is not what I signed up for, because when you say integrated physics and chemistry on the high school level, the kids that you typically get are not the ones that you want to spend your whole entire summer with. Just being transparent. But again, my ways are not your ways, and my thoughts are not your thoughts. Again, God says, my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. My thought was that these kids were going to be your typical IPC students. And I'm saying all that to be very intentional. My thoughts. God says, you have seen nothing yet. The kids that I got for both summer session 1 and summer session 2 were not the kids that I thought I was going to receive. They were not the kids that I thought I was going to be teaching. They were not the kids that I thought I was going to be dealing with for the whole entire session. And they were not the kids that I thought I was going to have to be like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to be done? No, they were far from my thoughts. In fact, these kids had the desire to want to learn. Now, granted, they are in summer school, and it wasn't because they failed it. It was because they wanted it. When I say original credit, these kids have never taken the course before. These kids have never seen IPC before. They're new to it. So they came because they wanted to get ahead and they wanted to learn, and this is their route. That was number 1. Then number 2, as I was teaching, I mean the desire to want to understand, the desire to want to try things over and over again until they got it right, the desire to want to participate, do labs, do activities, do projects. Yes, all that happened in summer school with IPC students. Again, his thoughts, so much higher than mine. The kids that I had were ones who I'm going to remember. They were your students who wanted to understand. They were your students who wanted to learn. They were your students who did some interesting things. They were your students who were sometimes tired. They were students who did have their phones on them. They were your students who were like, Ms. Ekong, do we have to do this? But at the end of the day, they were students. And by just the fact of saying they were students, they were here to learn. And learn they did. And I did too. I learned that my preconceived notions, if I had stayed with them, would have set me back. If I would have stayed with what my thoughts were, we wouldn't gotten far. If I would have stayed with what I was thinking it was going to be, summer session 1, summer session 2 would have been a long summer. But instead, I allowed his thoughts to become my thoughts. I allowed his way to become my way. And summer session 1, summer session 2 were fun. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to at least have 3 weeks of my summer. But I'll tell you what, God showed up, God showed out with those kids. And I see IPC much different. IPC students are just like any student. Because at the end of the day, they're students. They want to learn, they want to grow, and they want to know. So who am I to let my thoughts trump his thoughts? Have a great day.
Good to know that everything's gonna be alright.